So the Sandman creator Neil Gaiman defends casting non-binary actor to play non-binary character. Although this comic book series was created in 1989, so I can only imagine that the non-binary in that is not like the non-binary of today. So it all started with this Sandman promo from DC, where when they announced the casting, all the actors have got their pronouns under their names, because we couldn't fucking tell before. So I couldn't tell all these people were women or men. So it all kicked off with this, because this, for some reason, this is what they lead with. But if we have a look at this article, so the Sandman author Neil Gaiman slammed criticism over the weekend of the recent castings announced for Netflix TV adaptation of the beloved comic book series, which includes a non-binary actor, doesn't mean anything, playing Desire, who is a non-binary character. But as I said, not in the same sense as what these people with green and blue hair are today. And the race change for Death, played by Kirby Howell-Baptiste. So if we look here, we can tell it's clearly a race change. And we can see over here that this is the woman that was the inspiration for Death. So with the whole race change, what's weird is in October 10th, 2020, in this tweet here, he says, like, the fan base like the source material because it's the source material they like. So if you do something else, you risk alienating the fans on a monumental scale. It's not Batman if he's now a news reporter in a yellow trench coat with a pet bat. So, I mean, he's changed his stance pretty quickly. Which I would probably say he has sold out. He's probably gotten a big fat check in the mail. And now it's like, oh yeah, do it. Because how can you go from saying this to now race changing a character? For no reason, really. Because again, they think of black people as like little pets. That's what these people think of that. And in here we can see the reason why they've made Death a black woman. So we look at the character descriptions. Dream's wiser, nicer, and much more sensible sister. That whiffs a critical race theory to me. Significantly harder to cast than you might imagine. How is it hard? Again, they've got thousands upon thousands of white actresses that could have done it. That's see when they say, oh well, it's just the best person. No, you've went out your way to say, you've said we want to cast a black woman as this, because there's thousands upon thousands of white actresses that could have played the role. So they've actually went out of their way to do it. So if we read on what the character description is, hundreds of talented women from all around the planet auditioned, and they were brilliant, and none of them were right. Someone who could speak the truth to Dream on the one hand, but also be the person you'd want to meet when your life was done on the other. And then we saw Kirby Howell-Baptiste's She-Her audition, and we knew we had our Death. No, they went out of their way to cast a black woman as a historically white woman. Honestly, it's just all these race changes are a waste of fucking time. Why not just add some characters in that are black? Why in 1989, Neil? Why didn't you make Death a black woman then? Why didn't you do it then? Why is it all of a sudden in 2021 you want to do it? Why didn't you do it when you first created the fucking character? But yeah, this is what started everything off, because they've had to put people's pronouns in there. You know, the pronoun people, because there's so many of them. But like I've said, with this whole pronoun stuff, you're going to start seeing them in the credit scenes after the end, at the end of a film. And then see if they re-release films on like Blu-ray or something, they're going to add the pronouns into that as well. because they're fucking weirdos. Because it's just a trend. And trends, and Hollywood is that's where trends go to die anyway. It's like all this, she, her, he, him. I don't give a shit. See if you have to write pronouns. Fuck off. But yeah, this is what kicked everything off. Netflix and DC's pandering. It's like as soon as they release it, how did they not know that? Well, now people ain't gonna watch it because they think you're a bunch of weirdos. It's like they've got no self-awareness of what people actually think, what the everyday man thinks. Because they are out of touch. They don't know what normal people want. That's why they just pander to a non-existent audience every time. So we go back to this article and let's have a look what he had to say on Twitter. So he said, "I give all the fucks about the work," he tweeted on Saturday in a response to a user who accused the Sandman creator of selling out, which I would say is true, saying it irks them. Gaiman doesn't give a fuck about standing by his work or by his words from what he said in October of 2020. And within a few months, that's it's all different now. No, he's gotten a big fat check in the mail, and they've said, we're going to do this, and he said, oh yeah, yes, okay. So I think he says, "I spent 30 years successfully battling bad movies of Sandman. I give zero fucks about people who don't understand, haven't read Sandman whining about a non-binary desire, or that death isn't white. It's got nothing to do if she's white enough. The fact is, the character you created was white. And I'll say to you again, why didn't you make her black when you first created it? Why didn't you do it then? Because you're full of shit like everyone else in Hollywood. Or in the comics industry or whatever. Watch the show, make up your mind." Well, I don't need to watch it because I know what it's going to be. It's going to be SJW drivel. That's all it's going to be. So the show is described as a rich blend of modern myth and dark fantasy in which contemporary fiction, historical drama and legend are seamlessly interwoven. So the Sandman follows the people and places affected by Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and human mistakes he's made during his fast existence. And when announcing the casting of Parker's Desire, Gaiman wrote, "We had barely started looking when them reached out on Twitter and threw their hat into the ring. We were thrilled when they got the part." All it is pandering. It's because I doubt that this character was non-binary in the sense that people are non-binary now. Well, they're not non-binary. They're fucking. They can call themselves what they fucking want. I know the biology of humans. Well, we know that we know what the biology is. So say what you will. But Gaiman has been defending his casting choices on Twitter for days. He probably didn't get a say in it anyway. They probably just he probably did say, "Oh well, no, I don't," and then they said, oh well, here's this check here, and he's went, "Oh well, do what you want. So he's been defending his casting choices, mocking users ignorant of the fact Desire is a non-binary character, and amplifying voices of Sandman readers speaking to how the inclusion of the character helped them. What, it helped you to come out as non-binary? Because you were non-binary in 1989. It wasn't even a thing. So someone said, "Desire, mad that Desire isn't affixed to one gender. Have these people read Sandman?" One person tweeted, to which Gaiman responded, "I don't think so, no." But I imagine a lot of the people that are commenting to him are people that have read it and are fans of it. They're not interested in your non-binary horse shit. Because there wasn't non-binary in 1989. She was probably... The character is probably non-binary in the sense that she doesn't have the whatever down below. That would imply non-binary. Gaiman also retweeted Joe Scalzi's response in support of Gaiman's choice. Desire in Sandman was really the first time I encountered in fiction the idea of a person being non-binary. Well, it's not, fiction. It helped me when reality presented me without non-binary people. In 1989? Some of whom I now know and love. I can't imagine reading Sandman and desiring Desire as anything other. But yeah, he has sold out. And now he knows he's sold out, so now he's just punching out. He can't handle that his customers aren't happy with it. So we know how the whole story goes. It'll eventually just start calling people Nazis and alt-right and all that, because that's all they have. But yeah, so this is pretty much the timeline of what's been going on. But yeah, we need to know what people's pronouns are. I couldn't give a fuck less. We know it's all fucking stupid. See if non-binary people want to know what the everyday people think when you come out and say, "Oh, these are my pronouns." We roll our eyes into our skulls and just say under breath, "Oh, shut the fuck up." That's what people think of it. But yeah, so this is the events of what's been going on. The guy's a sellout. It seems to me. I'm not going to watch it. Why would I watch it when you're sitting putting people's pronouns in it? Because now I know what the show's going to be about. It's going to be a lot of horse shit about how bad it is for this type of person. Or like I give a shit. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say on that. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.